let me show you what I've done with the rings. These again are Happy Planner creamy tortoiseshell expander discs. So they're not rings, they're discs, but this is creamy tortoiseshell. You got to see these. These are so nice. Remember, I love myself a tortoiseshell, and these are the creamy ones. They are lovely with this book. So let's do the walkthrough. Going back, I did have this 4-card holder, which I really love, and really need to remember where I got this from. You can get a crystal clear card holder from most of the major small planner companies, as well as from office supply store brands like Tool. So I do have this, and I put my journaling cards here. This is another Jane's Agenda photo cardstock dashboard, and I can't remember the name of it, but yes, Plant Mama. This is completely a Plant Mama dashboard, and it's really nice to remember. All right, these are my daily affirmations from May Paper Company, and I also have an affirmations calendar that one of my mentors, Janet Jones of the Source Booksellers in Detroit, she suggested I get this calendar, and so I got it. It was Louise Hay's I Can Do It 365 affirmations. I keep positive language around me, positive affirmations in my home. I put inspirational quotes everywhere, things from 12-step traditions. I put Bible verse. I just need things light and lovely and words of peace and truth in my life, just because I have so many different layers. And here, this is a nice puppy heart that says things like, I'm creating the life of my dreams. I deserve good things. I'm worthy of love and happiness. I am so lucky, everything works out for me. That's amazing. This is a priorities board. So this is it's giving a dry erase board in the middle of the planner. Your mileage may vary. It hasn't really stained the back of this vellum affirmation sheet, but these are things that I was supposed to do during the vacation, and I actually have done them. So I said, check your Louis, that's the LV Damier, then for a tab list of staycation plans, and I did that. Schedule your workhorse for winter 2025 writing and long-term projects. I ended up splitting up what used to be my workhorse planner into the 2 planners that I have shown in previous videos. I have set up my social media planner for this 2025 schedule. I'm right on schedule. I meant to have 8 videos by this point, and I have 8 videos out. So this will be video number 9, 10, 11, or 12. I'm not really sure quite yet. And then you also have the back of this, and it fits this gorgeous divider from Jane's Agenda, which is where I begin to get into my personal life. Ambitious, strong, reliable, courage, humble, persistent, resilient, passionate, from May Paper Company. And I just, again, remember, Jane's gonna give you front and back. I'm telling you, I don't get any money from her. It's not necessarily an endorsement, but listen, I know where the good stuff is. And so this is just incredibly lovely. This is one of my Ferroni art dividers. I have my own labeler. It's just something cheap I got from the internet. I can't tell you if it was from Amazon, Temu, or some other site. I am reforming my ways and only trying to patronize small businesses for that kind of thing in 2025. But as I've said, I've been doing this since early 2022. Anyway, so I do have a labeler, and this is my vision section. And I just, this is another one of Jane's dividers, French handwriting. This is a cloth and paper insert. So just like at the beginning of my workhorse planner, I have all May Paper Co. Inserts here for my vision, goals, habits, and routines. It's all cloth and paper, and I do recommend their inserts. So for vision, you have this gorgeous word art board that repeats in smaller text at the bottom. And then I should show you this. I don't think I have shown you this particular insert. So this is how I got those 2024-2025 goals that I showed you at the beginning of the workhorse planner. So my words of the year are peace and productivity, which became the theme of my YouTube channel. And these are some of my first, my wins. So I've been a department chair for a full year. I've gone up for full professor, and I am just waiting to see if the regents will sign off, the provost and the regent. So these things have already happened. I wrote this over the summer when I was really nervous about it. So still nervous, but some of these things have come true. My focus is writing, mentoring, and establishing my business, and I'm well on my way. Again, you're supposed to write the vision and make it plain. It happens. I need to improve my focus. I can be very scattered. I live with ADHD, and that is part of how my brain works. I have to do things to focus her. Consistency and emotional balance. This year, I want to complete all my writing projects. Woo, still need to work on that. Level up my mentoring and start my business. And then I have some affirmations and some admonitions from therapy, from spirituality. I am a Christian, and from just talking with wise people. So I like to modify the pace at which I talk, because I talk really fast, and sometimes I flip from one subject to the other. And one thing I talked about in therapy was giving people time to absorb. You don't have to talk and process very fast to be smart. I spent a lot of my early career in a really prestigious place where you did have to talk fast to be considered smart. That was part of the job. And so learning how to moderate my tone, to moderate my speech, reflect back what the other person said. We learn as we speak and listen. And this is a reminder, a lifelong struggle for me, because I am ambiverted and can be extroverted. Next, you get to put your vision board right in the middle of your planner. So I'm going to flip and not show you my, I know I'm cheating here, my full vision board, because you'll be like, what is she doing? But it looks very much like this, where you take each of the areas from, let me go back to that tab, you take each of the areas here, and then you put them in various aspects of your life. So, your dreams, your physical, mental, to do. And in the vision board circles that I didn't show you, you do have the label. So first you write out the vision, and then you're to make your collage. If you go to Cloth and Paper's YouTube channel, one of their social media managers recently just did an entire video of this very thing. Next, I have my goals. Let's see, that's more from Vision. This is a velvet vellum, and make yourself a priority. No, this is the milk vellum. So it's like almost like a plasticky, but it's not even that. It's like a really thick coated paper, but it's semi or barely there translucent. Make yourself a priority. And that's goals, right? Marble divider from Jane's Agenda. Goal mapping for short term. So I began mapping out some of my goals. I have both cloth and paper inspiration, and I have May Paper Company. A goal without a plan is only a dream. I also have this here. And so my dreams, physical, mental, financial, to try to do, those were the categories that went on our vision board. So I needed to write every day, exercise, move every day, establish routines and stick to them, live on a fixed budget, try some fall winter camping, and work on listening before speaking, and my priorities. So these aren't my words of the year. Those are opportunity and abundance. But my priorities are focus, consistency, and emotional balance. And then you can see I am supposed to be tracking all of this, and I have been terrible at tracking. Now, this is how you track this. You put it into your main planner. So I need to put in my workhorse planner for this year, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. And I need to be tracking each of these areas. And then if you want to really get into it, you can do a week by week update or journaling with yourself. And you can also use this where you map each goal and you have your weekly check-ins. So week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you give yourself a reward for meeting that 6-week goal. And so this is just more goal mapping paper. And again, these inserts are all from Cloth and Paper. It is some of the first stuff I purchased from them back in June and July last year when I moved from the Happy Planner system. This is graph paper, Cloth and Paper. The one thing I have about them, besides the Sunday start, Monday start issue I've talked about, I'm not yet a graph girl. I think if I don't have lined or blank paper, I'd rather have dot grid. They love graph, but you know, I can live with graph. So you can put your future goal planning on lots of graph paper here. So there you have that. All right. And then at the end, you can reflect on the process. That's goals. In order to achieve your goals, you need to develop good habits. So I added right in front of my habit dividers, ways to fuel the soul from May Paper Company. Meditate and practice mindfulness, embark on nature walks, read and reflect, express creativity, explore and travel, dribble your thoughts, continuously learn, capture moments through photography, listen to music and dance, perform random acts of kindness, cook and nourish, declutter your space and mind, connect with loved ones. So some of these I'm doing better at than others, but these are great habits to develop. And of course, here we have habit trackers. So Jane gave us flowers, she gave us marble, and now we have this sort of chevron or diagonal wood. I forgot, there's a name for this flooring pattern, and it's sort of this bleached wood. Really cool, front and back. So habitual, regularly doing or practicing something or acting in some manner that has become nearly or completely involuntary. And then this is a familiar habit tracker for many. I do track by habits, but I figured that I really don't track them in this way. I'm thinking about perhaps converting this section into a wellness tracker, because all the habits I've talked about beyond wellness and getting to the gym, I am pretty much going to get that done in my workhorse planner or my project planner. There's really not a need for me to track the habits out this way, but going to the gym, setting up my personal training sessions and going to them, getting that cardio and strength training in, and continuing my swim journey. These are all habits that I really do need to track during 2025. So you have lots of paper for that with the habit tracker here, aspirations, so you can write out your dreams for it, each habit. And then you have 6 weeks. You have 6 weeks worth of space where you can reflect. And so I know you don't see anything here yet, but it is only February 4th. Not too much, y'all. Not too much. All right, so you have lots and lots of paper. So that can get you set for quite some time. Then routines. Again, I have the plastic top divider with the label I made myself. Ask yourself, this is May Paper Company, is what you are doing today get you closer? Wait, let me read that again. Ask yourself, is what you are doing today getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow? May Paper Co. So I said that these inserts were all cloth and paper, but again, you see those three favorite companies of mine represented: Cloth and Paper, Jane's Agenda, and May Paper Co. Here is my other gorgeous floral divider. I kind of wish all four were these roses, but I do like the marble and the wood. But you do get two of these lovely sort of pale rose photography. Just, that's so pretty. And then you have the routine inserts from Cloth and Paper. Intentional planning insert, which talks about how you plan to. You should use a notebook, use your calendar. You can keep a planner, and then end of day. And I generally journal at the end of my day. I know people begin with morning pages, and night pages are more me. It's a good way for me to clear my mind and wind down before I sleep. How to process tasks. You've seen this in my other planner. I just didn't have a good place to put this because, this is more of a work planner dashboard, inbox. I don't know that this belongs here. So if we are setting up our planner for future, I don't know that this belongs here. So I'm gonna lay this aside because it's more work. This is more personal or non-work aspects of your life. You can track your routine, your morning habits, afternoon, and evening. Now, as faculty, I really have a lot of variation in my afternoons. And so once I began to use these, I might use my sticker trick and put stickers here because I only really have morning and evening routines because my afternoons are nothing but, I don't eat lunch at the same time each day. I have varied schedules for my afternoon, but morning and evening I could do. And then you have lots and lots of habit trackers here, and you could check things off. Now, there are some things I'm going to do every day, and then there are some things I should do. So every day, I don't need a habit tracker in order to do all my hygiene rituals. I mean, come on. But what I do need and what I could use a habit tracker for is not watching TV after a certain time. Like if it's 1 a.m. and I'm pressing next on the episode of Netflix or Amazon Prime or something that's coming up next, then I am not getting the sleep that I need for the next day. So I don't get to have the satisfaction of checking off this box. Or if I get up and I don't do my meditation, prayer, my some lines a day, just scribbling a line in my journal, that's something that I need to be watching. So I use the routine for that kind of tracking. Also, you could use this for your, did you get up and do your yoga or your Pilates? Did you get to that class? Just to track everything. And you have plenty of pages here. Now, some people would separate out some of these into another notebook, but I think that vision, goal, habits, and routines are all connected in that order. And I kind of like the grain size of it. This is from Jane's Agenda. It is for white florals. I had nowhere else to put this, and I think it looks lovely over the handwriting. And then I do use the Cloth and Paper travel insert, and there was no other place to put this except for in my personal planner. And this is my standing packing list, so you get a chance to kind of see everything that I have. I don't think that this is something that maybe it'll come back to bite me that I mind people knowing. So, yep, I do live with severe asthma, so I have to travel with some medical equipment. Don't want to forget that. And an air purifier, and you know, you want to have your electronics and everything else. And so you can change that list over time. So I think I don't need these extra inserts here either. I just have an extra page. I think that's just one page. Yeah, that's fine. So, but that's pretty much, I'll rip this out of my, well, not rip it, I'll take it out of my planner and I'll just go over it. It's really nice to have. And if you're worried about the paper, you know, it being on paper, you can always take a picture of anything that you have in a paper planner or journal, so you can look at it later and it's in your camera roll. All right, what else do I have here? This is a wonderful Tom Rath quote about well-being from Cloth and Paper, and it's just really cool. Well-being is about the combination of our love for what we do each day, the quality of our relationships, the security of our finances, the vibrancy of our personal health, and the pride we take in what we have contributed to our communities. Most importantly, it's about how those 5 elements interact. So I love that. And that is sort of at the end of this planner before I get to sort of my personal calendar stuff. And so one of the things I wanted to show you, so that's me, my planner. I do use the beginning of it, as I said in a previous video. It's fun to kind of see how different parts of the year. I've been doing this ever since I started in Happy Planner. This is my 4th year in a Happy Planner. So I like these pages because you can kind of chunk out when things happen. And so now I really did not use this planner. So I tried to use it in November, and I just ended up doing sort of these weekly summaries that Planning with Bumble talks about. So these are gorgeous stickers from Aesthetic Paper Co., you know, self-care. And let's see, you know, like these are just really, there's that Live in the Moment sticker book. This is some wrong stuff. I did use the raised stickers from Cloth and Paper. Oh, and one of their vellum pages. Let's see. Then I have December 2024, December 2024, and then you see I kind of peter out. This is something that I just stopped using. So let me know in the comments. I mean, maybe this is the kind of planner where I don't really need to have monthlies because I am keeping monthly planners other places. So I'm trying to decide because I really haven't been in this planner. You see, I haven't even started it this year. I've been working on starting the channel, working on starting my semester, working on admissions, working on making sure that my students and the people in my program are okay. So I just haven't had time for the individualized personal planning. So yeah, I'm just trying to decide what to do here. And then finally, at the back of this, I keep planner ideas, you know, ideas for things that I might want to plan. I take notes in my planners when I watch other planner channels, and I learn. I love to learn. I think that's why I became a career educator. I love to learn from other people. So I have lots of note paper back here. I also have a therapy section because Cloth and Paper has therapy inserts. So this is self-care. I have this from May Paper Co. Oh, by the way, this is a dashboard from Happy Planner. Happy Planner does dashboards differently than some of the small business companies. They're plastic dashboards, and they're never the full size of the page. They're meant to be just something that you have as a page marker. So they tend to be either bookmark size, half page size, or like this one, 2/3 or 3/4 of a page size. And this says, "Oh, how she loved to be at home." I think this is from the Homesteader collection, and I really liked it. You know, was kind of farmhousey, made an adjective. So Cloth and Paper has these therapy journal inserts, which I love. I've been in therapy for a really long time, and this really helps me process. So I flipped ahead beyond some of where I have very personal things. Flipping through and ahead, so you have lots of therapy journal pages, and we're getting to the end of the planner. This is my household divider. So far, I have not really put household stuff in. One of the disadvantages to having the workhorse planner instead of just having a catch-all happy planner is that this was where I kept all of my household stuff. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do the same kind of setup. And so maybe during my plan with me for this, I will talk more about using this monthly spread. Oops, that was neat. Using this monthly plans and dreams, or perhaps I will just stick in Jane's agendas. I think this was the top 48, or we got this in the January box, so I'm trying to decide which I would use, and that is where I could put household and chores and some of those other things. So this would go back here. As a matter of fact, for now, I'm thinking maybe I should put this here for now, just because to have a calendar for sort of household stuff that I need to do. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick that in. But you know what? I need to save this for a future video. It is getting really long here. Told you I like to talk. I have a vellum page here. I'm learning every day to allow the space between where I am and where I want to be to inspire me and not terrify me. That's Tracy Ellis Ross. That's from Jane's Agenda. And I have like a little layering moment here. Slow down. That's also from Jane's Agenda, because I often need to be told that. Not so much as when I was younger, but yeah, so I really liked this. And so again, this was from the Homesteader collection. Create a home inspired by your life, and then your home will inspire you. I have the Tracy Ellis Ross page, and then I have a little layering moment again. This is Bloom with Grace, and that is from Aesthetic Paper Co., which I really like. And this is a Jane's Agenda dashboard. Oh, I do have this in one of my half letter. This is actually a half letter pocket page, but it fits. Sometimes when you put half letter things into Classic, let me explain the difference. A half letter size notebook has 8 discs. A happy planner notebook or planner has 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you look carefully, this is short. One more punch. It should be a little larger, but you can always layer up things. I mean, yay. It's your world. I have a rose gold clip at the top, and I have this amazing makeup floral straw hat. This is just really great photography. And then I have just some extra May Paper Company personal stickers here, and a blush for nails, hair, lashes, massage. See, this is why I do need to set this up. So I'll do another video. I'll plan with me. This is one of my favorite lyrics from The Sound of Music. Somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. I was just writing things on vellum. I also have some May Paper Company stickers that I use to set up other planners here. Just threw a lot of miscellaneous things. This is crepe time block stickers from Cloth and Paper. So just stuff I would use when I get in this planner more. I also have this amazing Missy Bello personalized page from Etsy, Balancing Power with Grace. I saw her over a year ago and I wanted to have her. She was all out of this particular planner cover or dashboard when I first looked, and then it was recently back in stock, so I grabbed her. Oh, let's see, what else do I have in here? This is a sticker guide. When I actually set this up and do a plan with me, I'm gonna tell you what this is for, because yeah, basically it's how you plan out a layout with your stickers so that, let me grab it so you can see it. I have them in different spots for layering moments so that you don't put a sticker down and ruin your spread. But we will do a plan with me soon. This is, let's see, here we are. Yep, that's the other half of my sticker guide. And you can see how long I have been doing this, because it's, you see I have some stuff on the back of this because I've had that for a few years now. This is from Cloth and Paper. It's one of their vellum dashboards. They don't do them often. When they do them, they're lovely. And this is their Sanguine dashboard from June 2024, which was the month that I became a subscriber. An attitude or outlook that is optimistic, positive, and hopeful. And that's very much me. And here is a layering moment. And you may remember this Jane's Agenda dashboard from my project planner, the lady of the house with the roses. See, isn't that pretty? That's just pretty. So, layering moment, you have it where it's a little misty, and then I just put my sticker guides on top so you have a bit of a grid. I thought that was nice for the back of the planner. And so, good people, a little bit of plastic there. That's it. That is my personal planner. I have taken you into the deepest recesses of my soul. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being with me for another episode of Stories and Stationery. I can't wait to do a plan with me very soon around my personal planner. I know that it will inspire me to get in this a little bit more, and just to top it all off, I'm going to put this back into the Jane's Agenda cover. Oops, that was loud. So remember, when you're putting your dismount covers back into the wraparound, you always have to have that extra cover in the back, because otherwise, how is the wraparound cover going to hold it? And you slide it right in like that. Goes in lovely, closes it up. Oops. And you know what I forgot? Put my pens back in. So there we are. There we have it. And one more look. And I'll see you next time, good people. Bye.